Hello, everyone. If you're watching the replay, please bear with me. Again, if you don't want to miss out when I go live, make sure you sign up for my Telegram. We will be sending out messages before I go live on my Telegram. But I wanted to come on and point some things out to you really quick. Oh, shoot. Hold on, I gotta let my cat out. Come on. Come on. Sorry, y'all. My cat was not liking her room. So, hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I'm about to wake you up again. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? If you're ready to be awakened, type in the comments, ready, 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 ready. All right? If you're ready for me to share with you some truth tonight, type in the comments, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. If you're ready to receive the truth, say it. What if I told you what if I told you that right now you are in a movie? What if I told you that as a hypnotist, I know when to identify when someone is trying to hypnotize me, and therefore I can push it away? What if I told you that right now we are watching a movie play out? And what if I told you that the movie that we are currently playing out was already put in our subconscious mind? I want you to know something. I am not a political person. I am simply an observant person. Okay? I want you to realize something. Last year, I said to you, I told you, get food and water because we are living in the Hunger Games. This is the beginning of the Hunger Games movie series. A lot of people call me crazy. We are in the Hunger Games, and we fell right into it. We fell right into it. Why? Because we did not listen to Spirit when Spirit told us, pay attention. I told you, we're in the Hunger Games. They are trying to put us into the Hunger Games. Do you want proof? You want proof? Let's look at Lady Gaga during the inauguration. What is Lady Gaga wearing as her inauguration outfit? Again, I am not a political person. I am not on one side or the other. I don't believe either side is right. But I want you to see, because symbolism is important. I want you to look at her. What is she wearing? She is wearing a mockingjay. Do you know what a mockingjay represents? A mockingjay. And she's also wearing that very pink outfit. By the way, in some circles, she's known as the high priestess for a very dark cult. But I'm not even going to go down that path because I don't follow other people's conspiracies. I find my own. She is wearing a mockingjay on her chest. And she's wearing a very colorful outfit, which you would recognize if you watched the beginning of the Hunger Games as Effie's outfit. I think that's her name, Effie. Remember that Effie was the one who was the announcer who chose Katniss Everdeen and who wore a mockingjay. You are living a movie right now. And they are, like I said earlier today, having us turn against each other so that we kill each other for their gain, rather than throw the arrow at the dome like Katniss did at the end of the Hunger Games. Because there is no good guy, there is no bad guy. And if you notice at the end of the Hunger Games, you come to find out that the guy that we thought was the bad guy, he just was doing what he thought would be best for his country, for his side, for what he was protecting, which was the Capitol. What you can do is stop playing in their game. Tell your friends, tell the people that will listen, wake them up. Make them realize that if they don't stop politicizing, if they don't stop fighting over religion and over politics, that we will end up killing each other like the districts did. Because that's where we're going, y'all. Spirit told me last year, you are starting the Hunger Games. And if we don't realize this, they are mocking us. This is a direct mocking. They're mocking all of us. Because they're saying to you, you're too much of a slave. You're too much of a sheep to even notice what we're doing. And guess what? Demons have to show you what they're doing. That's why they make movies to tell you what they're doing. They make movies to show you what they're going to do because they have to bring it to your consciousness, even if it's a subconscious level, in order for it to manifest in the collective mind. Demons have to infiltrate our subconscious through movies, through advertisement, in order, because they have to tell us. They can't act without our consent. So when we absorb their suggestions, okay? We absorb that suggestion. We give permission for negative manipulation of our reality. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to say, I do not consent to negative manipulation of my reality. I do not consent to negative manipulation of my reality. I do not consent to negative manipulation of my reality. Because if you do not consent, demonic forces cannot use you as a manifestation beacon. Two of the ways to manifest powerfully is through fear and through love. So, what does the demon do? The demon uses your love for something or someone, and they flip it upside down to make you fearful so that they can use your love and feed fear to manifest a negative reality, because negative reality can only be manifested from the vibration of fear. You give consent to manipulation by negative forces when you give into fear. So what happens? They present it to us in movies, like they did with the Hunger Games, like they did with many other movies, like Elysium, I think it's called. They present it to us in movies because movies speak to our subconscious mind. I asked Spirit today, I was like, why does it feel like the 1990s was more accepting than the 2020s? And they said to me, because in the 1990s, you had legitimate movements that were happening. Movements that were moved, that began out of love. But now you have movements that are being moved out of fear. And when you make a movement out of fear, you manifest more fear. Because the universe gives you what you give it. The universe the universe is like a computer. If you feed it fear and hatred, The code will create an evil entity. If you feed it love and you feed it empathy and compassion, you will see more love, empathy, and compassion in the matrix, in our third dimensional reality. That is how demons feed. And many of these people that we uphold as celebrities and government officials, whatever side it is that you're on, they are pawns that are weaponized against us, against the sheep or the enslaved, those who are enslaved and cannot identify the symbolism that is being used to directly mock them, to directly control them. Or in a way, I guess you could say us. But the first thing you need to do, that I would suggest doing, whenever you open your Instagram or you open your YouTube to watch a video, or whenever you turn on your TV, remember that TV is all about telling a vision. It's about implementing visions in your subconscious mind. So, whenever you do one of those things, make sure to tell the universe, I do not consent to negative manipulation of my reality. I do not consent, because you cannot be hypnotized without your consent. You can only be hypnotized when you consent. How? You consent by saying, when you get home, you're like, oh, I'm so tired. I just want to sit at home and escape in my TV show. You automatically consented. You automatically consented to negative manipulation of your reality, because you just said, oh, I'm so tired. I just want to get lost in my TV show. And then you walk around lost and you wonder why. Because you are programming your subconscious mind. You cannot be hypnotized without your own consent. Same thing happens when I do past life regression and hypnosis. You have to give permission for me to actually walk you through the past life regression. So when you say, oh, I'm just so tired, I just want to sit down and watch a show and just get lost in it, you're consenting to being hypnotized. You're consenting to being polarized. You're consenting to being programmed into loving or hating somebody else based on whatever the programming is telling you to do, or programming you to buy something, or programming you to whatever it is. That's what you're doing. And that's why they can get away with doing things like this in your face, and you will clap. Oh my gosh, you look so beautiful up there. And we will all clap and be mocked in our face with a mockingjay. Don't believe me? Don't wake up. Watch what happens in a year from now. We can avoid the Hunger Games in our reality. There are two ways to do this. The first is to not consent to manipulation of your reality. Three ways. 2, wake up and start listening, start paying attention to the symbols that are being used. And 3, unite and shoot that arrow at that effing globe, that dome that they want to put around us to divide us and to make us kill each other. That's what we can do. That's what we can do. When an explanation confuses you, it's because it's a lie. When you listen to someone and what they say just makes you confused, it's because your spirits are trying to tell you they're lying to you. They're trying to put a veil over your eyes. Okay? So, when something vibrates with you here, even if it's information that you may not agree with right away, or maybe if it's information that makes you go, what? When it vibrates here, that's how you know it's the truth. But if you have a confusion between your heart and your mind, you have been programmed, you have been hypnotized with lies. I know it. I lived it. So stop letting them mock us. Let's stop letting them mock us. Let's stop letting them separate us. When you know that words are presented to you in order to bring that into your reality. So here's the funny thing. I'm going to use a word that a lot of people might find controversial. I'm going to use a phrase that some people might find offensive. White supremacy, homophobic, racist, pedophilia. What else? I'm trying to think. The N-word. I'm not going to say it. Those words are presented to you, whether it's in a negative way or whether it's in a positive way, to bring that to your consciousness by the very people who are perpetuating those things. Because the more you bring it to a collective consciousness, the more it manifests into the physical reality. So while we think we're fighting something, we're actually creating more of it. Because you keep using the words, the spells. You keep using spells. Remember, I'm a master magician. My job, a full-time job, is to be a magician. So I know what words create spells. What words create a collective change. And I am telling you right now, those words that we're using to divide us are not going to create change for the better. They're going to create change for the worse. And we're not going to realize it until it's too late if we don't stop now. If we don't stop now. Because what they're doing is they're bringing it into our consciousness because they want to get away with it. And they want us to be able, they want us to say, oh, I'm used to that already. That's no big deal, whatever. Just like pedophilia. They use the word pedophilia and they put it out there because they want you to think it's normal for an adult to want to have sex with a child. And it's not normal. But they want to normalize it because that's what they do. That's what demons do. It's demonic to hate someone for the person they love. So they introduce the word homophobia. To tell you that there is something to be afraid of. There should be a fear of homophobia. I'm sorry, there should be a fear of homosexuality. Or that it's bad, or that it's something that it's deplorable.
How come they didn't create heterophobia?
Yeah, why don't they have heterophobia?
I'm just wondering.
I mean, Adam and Eve got kicked out for heterosexuality. But they present those things into your reality in order to manipulate the collective consciousness. It's called reverse psychology. It's called reverse psychology. When you want someone to accept what you are doing, you bring it into their consciousness, even if you say, oh, but that's so bad. You know, it's like when you're trying to get a gauge on whether someone thinks the same way you do. So you throw a word out there or you throw something out there to see how they react. And then when they react like, oh my God, you're like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, that's so terrible. I can't believe that's exactly what they're doing. Until you hear it enough that it's like, oh, it's normal. That's done here. That's done there. It's called reverse psychology. The obsessiveness with true crime, because then it's like, oh, it's normal. People get murdered every day. People do this every day. People do that every day, and we normalize it, and then we become desensitized to it, just like we become desensitized to killing children because they're just a fetus, right? I'm not judging anybody who has done that. I'm not judging you. But there is a desensitization there. There is a desensitivity to saying, yeah, that's right, it's just a fetus. Why do you think that science pushes that view so much? I told you guys weren't gonna like me today. Because we're being desensitized so that we accept it as normal. We accept it as, okay, that's what it is. It is what it is. And when you accept things for what they are, even though it doesn't feel right in your heart, and I'm not saying we should police other people. That's not what I'm saying. That's the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm saying we should police ourselves. When you're desensitized, you don't do anything about it. You don't do anything about it. We're supposed to police ourselves. We have one judge in the world, and that's our Creator. And that's it. That's the only being that's allowed to judge us. I'm hoping that when I die, I meet Anubis, because I really like that dude. He's really awesome. The scales. I think it would be cool to have my heart weighed against a feather. But when you're desensitized, you have no desire to change it. You have no desire to heal it. Which is why which is why hexes become curses. We get used to the effects of the hex. So we just allow it to continue happening. We do nothing about it. And then it becomes a curse, and then we pass it on, and 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 we pass it on. And it becomes tougher and tougher and stronger and stronger. The I can't even speak. Thank you. The desensitivity to things that you know in your heart is not the right thing to do comes from the hypnotism. And when we try to silence opposing voices, what we do is we actually give more into that desensitization, whatever you want to, however you say it. I'm Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, when you give into that, because we want to just silence what we don't want to hear. Shut up. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you because I know that you're right, but I don't want to hear it.
I hate you for it.
And I'm going to hate you for pulling out the shadows in me. And calling my shadows out to me. Shut up. I don't want to hear you. I'm just going to put a tape over your mouth. Okay. Nothing gets solved by not speaking about it. Nothing gets solved by not communicating opposing and not allowing opposing voices, opposing opinions. and demonizing opposing opinions and opposing thoughts because you've been radicalized or polarized by hypnosis, by someone or a group of people using the beautiful process of hypnosis, which, by the way, was created by our ancestors in order to do hypnotic meditation and trance to connect to the spirit realm. They took that knowledge of hypnosis and they weaponized it against us. Yes, ask your angels to guide you. Ask your angels to show you the truth. Ask your angels to remove all negative manipulations of your reality. All divisiveness. Divisive manipulation of your reality. But I believe in y'all. I believe that those who receive this message with an open heart will move on to the next phase of the game. That's all I have for you tonight. Have a blessed night, and thank you for joining me. And I pray that all of those who hear this message are unhypnotized. May you come out of that negative manipulation hypnotism that has been sent your way. Much love to you all. Bye-bye. If you didn't see this, I'll try to save it and you can watch the replay. All right? Many blessings.